So bam! In this video, I'm going to review the complete guide to shooting video like a pro using only your iPhone. You will be able to get amazing results filming with an iPhone and create videos that look super professional. So let's get starting. Hey, my name is Pete from SuperMedia and I help people just like you grow their impact and income with video assets. So if you are new here, consider subscribing, and hey, remember to click on the notification bell so that you get reminded whenever we post new videos every week. So iPhones are amazing tools for creating videos. We have our mobile phones in our pocket almost every time of the day, and that's the beauty of it. You can easily whip it up to create videos any time of the day. Now, while they are capable of some great results straight out of the box, but with some simple tips and tricks, you can easily 10x the results and create a video asset that will help increase your impact and income. So in this video, we are going to run through step by step how you can film a professional looking video with your iPhone. While the actual process itself doesn't require any additional gear or apps, but you can get great results with just your iPhone. But for those of you that are looking to take things a little further, then we will be looking at some recommended gear as well. Things like tripods, microphones, and lighting equipment that will help take things to the next level. But again, don't worry about that now. You can really get great results just using your phone if that's all that you've got. And you can upgrade or look into these other things as you progress. And also, don't worry about taking notes as we go through this, because we'll be putting together a free quick start reference guide that you can download and print out to use while creating your videos. So just follow along so that you don't miss out anything. So make sure you stick around to the end for that link. So now to the actual process. So step number one is to prepare your content for filming. You want to be making sure that all your preparation is done before you actually stand in front of the camera. So that includes things like getting your script, getting your bullet points, getting whatever it is, and all the information, all the research, everything that you need to actually be presenting your video. So make sure that all of them is done beforehand. So step number two is about selecting a location. So there are three objectives that you want to achieve when choosing a location. So number one is lighting. So try shooting at a location with natural light. A big window is a big help if you choose a location like that. So iPhones are notoriously known to struggle with low lighting conditions. So when shooting videos, remember to avoid dimly lit rooms. So the second thing to take note of for choosing a location is beware of the ambient noise. So choose a room to shoot your video where you can also shut the door and windows to help improve the acoustics of your location. So the objective is to let your audience hear you and not the surrounding noise, so that they will focus on what you are trying to say. So the next thing to take note of when choosing a location is your background. So never use a messy background, because that will draw away the attention of your audience. Also, avoid standing in front of a plain colored wall, because that will just make you melt into the background. So in professional lingo, we call that being on brand. You can include your brand colors or props that are related to your branding and what you are teaching. So if you are teaching about videos, you can include props like a camera or camera lenses, and that will definitely help you tell your story. And here's a pro tip that you should take note of. When using the iPhone, you are not going to get a blurry background look like you do if you shoot it with a DSLR, like you find on most videos on my channel. So what that means is when you're shooting with an iPhone, everything is just going to be in focus in your background. So that's something that you should definitely take note of when shooting with an iPhone. So the third step is about camera selection. So you want to decide whether you'll be shooting the video with the front-facing camera of your iPhone or the rear-facing camera of your phone. So there are some pros and cons when selecting each camera. So while it's going to be easier to shoot with the front-facing camera because you can actually see what's going on and actually frame yourself with the front-facing camera, but typically the front-facing camera on your iPhone is of a lower quality compared to the rear-facing camera. So although the rear-facing camera is of a higher quality, there is a problem of not being able to see what you are framing on that camera, especially when you are shooting yourself. So the go around is to get somebody to shoot for you, or you can actually use some hacks that I have also shown in another video, which you can find by clicking on to the corner of your screen. So my advice for you, if you're just starting out creating videos, I would definitely choose the front-facing camera, because the front-facing camera is more than enough quality to create good-looking videos. And when you get comfortable with being in front of the camera, you can progress to using the rear-facing camera, because you can then get the best video quality out of your phone. Now, in a perfect scenario, if you are using the camera at the back of your device, then you should have someone to help you to set it up, to frame the shot, and to make sure everything is looking okay while you are being recorded on your iPhone. Now, that's not going to be the case every time. So there are a couple of ways that you can actually film yourself and sit in front of the camera while using the rear camera of your iPhone. So I have another video showing you exactly how you can film yourself on your iPhone using the rear-facing camera while still being able to monitor and see everything while you are sitting in front of the camera. So if you are interested in something like that, you can always click onto the corner of your screen right now. So step number 4 is about cleaning your camera lens, because your video camera, like it or not, is also your iPhone, which is your phone, and you got to realize that the lens is going to get dirty. Fingerprints, water, dirt, grime, they are going to get onto the lens more often than a dedicated video camera like a DSLR, because you use the phone much more than you would on the DSLR. So you want to be building that habit where you are cleaning your camera lens every time you're going to take a video with it. It's so simple, but it can make a huge difference to the videos that you're going to be creating. Step number 5 is about setting up your shot or framing your shot. So we've already picked up our location, we know where we're going to be shooting. Now we want to get our phone to the correct height to frame the shot and get everything looking the way that you want. So now ideally here is where you want to be considered using a tripod. So a great small tripod that I recommend is the one that I'm using right now, and you can find the link for all the different kits that I use to create professional looking videos for you and your audience in the video description below. So what's great about a phone holder that I'm using right now is that it will let you rotate your phone and you can actually mount it either vertically or horizontally. So it's good for things like Instagram stories as well as YouTube content like this. So the overall goal here is to really set up your iPhone, or specifically the camera on your phone, to be slightly below eye level. So whether you're going to be standing or sitting, use a tripod wherever you can to get your phone to the correct height and especially out of your hands. Now, if you don't have access to a tripod, then you can use whatever that you've got available. Use books and rest your phone up against a bookcase, whatever it takes to get your phone out of your hands. The point is, you want to get your phone out of your hands whenever possible so that your video is stable and not moving or shaky. Now, if you are creating videos where you're going to be walking around and there's going to be a lot of movement, then I would strongly recommend that you look at something like a motorized gimbal or a stabilizer for your phone. So motorized gimbals for phones are getting very cheap now, and you can easily get a DJI Osmo, which works like a dream. I still remember paying for an insane amount of money for my first gimbal years ago, so it's definitely something that you can consider. Now, if getting a stabilizer or a motorized gimbal is still too expensive for you, then I would still recommend getting the phone out of your hands whenever possible and using something like a selfie stick. But even a selfie stick is going to give you a smoother and more stable image as you're going to be walking around than just holding your phone out on your hands just like that. So step number 6 is lighting. Now, it's really important to remember that the focus of your video is you. So make sure you are correctly lighted, and this will help in separating you from the background. Plus, it also has the benefits of helping the iPhone in focusing you in the shot. So in the case of this shot right here, you can see I'm located next to a big window where I've got the day curtain drawn to soften the light coming into me. And I also actually have another light in front of me to fill in the shadows on my face. So if you've got access to lights, then consider using them to light yourself up first as the priority. And then if you've got additional lights, then you can use them to light up your background. So I can see here, I've got the background lighted up to improve on the separation between me and the background. So now if you don't have any external lights available, you can use whatever's around in your house. A table lamp or a standing lamp will work just as fine. Just remember to make sure that the light comes falling down on your face. So I have another tutorial where I go into detail about lighting. The tutorial should actually appear at the corner of your screen right now. So if you are interested in lighting and the options that you have around that, then you can check out that video. Now, step number 7 is about getting awesome audio. Now, wherever possible, you should be using an external microphone to get the best quality of audio into your camera. Now, even if you are using one of the latest iPhones, the quality of the audio will usually be poor. And that goes to the same even if you buy a very expensive video camera. I'm going to share with you the principle of getting good audio. That's because getting good audio involves placing the microphone as near to your mouth as possible. So naturally, when the microphone is on the iPhone or a camera, you are definitely not going to get anywhere near the microphone, especially when you are recording it. Also, the further the mic is from your mouth, the higher the chance of the microphone picking up any surrounding noise. Now, with an external microphone, you can position the mic to be as near to your mouth as possible, thus ensuring a great audio recording. So there's a couple of really good options out there. So one of the best options when it comes to microphone is a $20 wired lapel microphone called the Boya BY-M1. It works on both DSLR and iPhone. Plus, at $20, the price point is just an amazing value. Now, if you don't want to be wired or physically connected to your phone or your camera, then I will suggest my go-to setup for most of my videos nowadays, the Rode Wireless Go. And it even comes with its own windshield and it works out of the box, so just simply plug and play. If you really don't have access to any external microphones, then you can still use the built-in microphone on your iPhone. And here's how. You will need a location that's really quiet to start with so that no surrounding noises can be picked up. And you do need to speak up a little louder. And third, you need to move your iPhone as close to you as possible or as the framing of the shot allows. Step number 8 is checking your phone settings. So I can tell from my experience of making professional videos from my clients for so many years that the number one mistakes that most creators do is to forget to check the required settings on their camera, be it on a phone or even on an expensive video camera. So it's really easy to do actually. So on your phone, you just go to settings, then go down to camera, and you can select what quality you're going to be recording your videos on. Now, this will depend on what phone that you have actually got, whether you're able to choose and select a 720p, 1080p, or even 4K for the quality of the recorded video that you're going to be creating. So what I always recommend is for you to shoot in the highest quality possible for your device, but also for the types of videos you're going to be creating. So just as a general rule, if you are going to be shooting in 1080p, it's going to use around 2.5 megabytes per second of video. And on average, for a 4K video, it could be upwards of 5 to 7 megabytes per second of video. So if your phone doesn't have a lot of storage and you want to be shooting in 4K, then you might want to make sure that you've cleared off enough old footage and that you've got enough storage available to be able to create your videos. So the last thing that you want to be happening is to run out of storage while you're halfway through making a video. So as a rule of thumb, 920 by 1080p is probably good enough for most social media applications for now. Step number 9 is about enabling the do not disturb mode or flight mode. Now, this is another one of those things you don't want to be interrupted while you are recording. So by enabling flight mode, it's actually going to disconnect your phone from the internet and from your mobile network as well. So meaning you're not going to have any incoming calls or any other notifications because your phone is going to be isolated. But what if you need the internet running in order to record some metadata like location? Then you can still use the do not disturb function. But Also do check your iPhone settings, as some notification may still come through even with Do Not Disturb turned on. And step number 10 is lock down your phone settings. So no matter if you've selected to record your video with either the front-facing camera or the rear-facing camera, you will want to lock your focus and exposure. So once you've established your framing on your phone, and here's the reason why. If you just leave everything on auto mode and you don't lock anything down, then really you are giving all the power and control to your phone to automatically make adjustments as you are recording your videos, and this is bad. So why is it really bad? Is because the focus could change or as you move around in your shot. So the focus might adjust and then you might be out of focus for a good chunk of your video. So exactly the same with exposure or brightness. So if it's left on auto, then it can automatically change as a cloud moves over, in outside, and if something else also change in your scene. So whenever possible, always remember to lock down your phone settings. And so on your iPhone, you can do that really easily by tapping and holding on to what you want to be in focus. So in this case here, I'll be tapping on my face. I'll do a long press on my face and until a yellow box appear on the screen. And that means that the focus is locked and the exposure is locked from that point onwards. So here's a pro tip. So if you want to adjust the brightness in your shot to make it brighter or darker, all you have to do is get that yellow box to come up and swipe up or down on your phone to make sure your shot gets brighter or darker. And from then onwards, your shot will stay as bright or as dark as you set it. Now, there are third-party or aftermarket camera apps that you can get for your iPhone that allows you to have more controls. Things like white balance, shutter speed, focus, and a lot more control over the look and feel of your video right in the camera app. So a great camera app that I personally use and I would recommend is called Filmic Pro. And this app was even used to produce a full-feature Hollywood movie. So again, we do have a full walkthrough on Filmic Pro in another video, and the links are in the cards in the corner of your screen right now. So if you are really looking to kick things up a notch in your video, you can watch the video and use that third-party apps to learn how to 10x your video production quality. And step number 11 is to do a test take. So what is the test take? Once you got everything set up and ready to go, you will actually want to record a short 15-second clip of you talking and play back the 15-second clip and review the test take. So this will allow you to test your audio to make sure that you sound right. And it also allows you to review your framing to make sure that the shot looks good and the exposure is correctly dialed in. The biggest reason that you want to make sure that you're doing a test take is because it's much more efficient to find out after 15 seconds worth of recording that something is wrong, rather than finding out at the end of a long 5-minute take only to realize that you have to retake that shot. That's a big waste of time, and time is very precious, especially during shooting and film production. Step number 12 is record that video. So you've done all the preparation work up to this point, and it is time to deliver your content. So stand or sit in position and press the record button. While you are delivering your content, it's really important to keep eye contact with your viewers. So make sure that you are looking at the camera itself and not on your iPhone camera screen. So if I'm looking at the screen right now, like right now, so you can see that there's a disconnect. So that means that I'm not connecting with my audience, which is you. So now, as tempting as it would be to look at yourself on the screen to check that everything looks good, you really need to make sure that your eyes are on the viewer and on the camera lens while you are talking and connecting to them. And by doing that, you are making sure that they are not distracted by your eyes looking somewhere, and to make sure that your message gets delivered. So that's a huge thing, and it can dramatically change the effect that your video is going to have on your audience. So a distracted audience will always click away from your video. So always remember to look straight at the camera lens and not at the screen like that. So it's a good way to prevent this is to use the rear facing camera, and that way you will not have any screen to really distract you away from delivering your content. So here's a pro tip. There's one more thing that you can be aware of while filming is things changing in your shot or in your scene. So it could be a truck that has pulled up making a noise, or somebody is talking in the background, or the light has suddenly changed when a big cloud passes over your location. So always be aware of these things while you are creating your videos, so that if you need to, you can stop immediately and make the necessary adjustment or move to a different location to reshoot that shot. So that's it. That's the complete guide to creating professional looking videos using only your iPhone. Now, the link on the screen is our free PDF reference guide, which takes you through all those steps that you can download and print out as a guide or checklist while you are filming your video, so that you don't miss any of those steps. So check out that link on your screen right now, or you can even scroll down in the video description where you can find the link there. Here's Pete from SuperMedia. I'll see you in the next video.